You're listening to 101 with Tommie Zam. On the 28th episode, we sit down with Trent Carroll talking about skateboarding and life. Let's do this. What's up, Trent? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. How was your weekend? Do anything fun?
Not bad. Skated Saturday at the local park, so that's always good. The vibe was pretty mellow this weekend for Mother's Day. And then Saturday, it's just chilled with my mom at her house. It was, nice day.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Do anything fun for Mother's Day or what?
I just made my lady breakfast with her son. And then, I just went to my mom's house and the kids were just swimming around, good old family time, I guess.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. So you're like a little chef, huh?
Not really. I mean, I could cook, dude. My dad and my grandpa were chefs, so I've always been cooking, but I don't call myself a good cook.
Oh, okay.
I could do the steak. I'm a good griller, barbecuer.
Hey, you can never screw up on barbecue, man.
Right? Don't burn it.
Exactly. Well, look, some of the viewers might know who you are and some might not. Tell us a little about you.
My name's Trent Carroll, and I'm a local skateboarder out of Oceanside, California, which is in San Diego County. I guess I skate purely for fun, basically, and then somehow I became a professional skateboarder out of just the pure joy of it because I can't stop. It's just, I guess that's with every skateboarder, right? It's in our blood. Basically, let me see. I started skate. My first major deck sponsor was probably Gravity. Then I started riding with Sector 9. And now I'm on a local company called Tragedy Skateboards out of Oceanside.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah.
And did you grow up in Oceanside?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Oceanside. So I know, a lot of the, amateurs or pros right now that are local or born and raised. Like, I don't know if you know, like Sean Ross is a Sector 9 rider and Going rider. And he's like one of my best buddies. So we were on the Sector 9 team, obviously. But we grew up together. So, shout out to Sean Ross and prayers to him and his family. Because, my buddy got in a car accident. I don't know if a lot of people probably know about it, the skate community. He got one of my buddies, actually going off a tangent here, but he got hit by a car and he's in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for about a month now.
Oh, shit.
And man. And he was on an electric skateboard and some lady hit him and we were just all praying for him. We've been doing fundraisers for his family and we're all just hoping that he gets well,
Damn, man. I mean, did he get like concussion? I mean, what happened?
No, I mean, Sean Ross got light flighted, so it was a big deal. It's basically head trauma is the worst of it. So yeah, dude, he's going through learning how to walk. Basically learning a lot of things right now. So he's just trying to heal up and get out of the hospital, dude.
Fuck, man. I mean, prayers out to him and his family and friends, dude. And you said there's a GoFundMe. Where can they find this GoFundMe at to help out?
Let me see. I got to get the link up here. But actually, if you just go onto my page, my Instagram page, it's at Carroll Carroll Trent Trent, and then you'll see it on my page. There's a link for that as well. Because it's those links are very long. So you could find it there, and you could go on to I believe it's on the Sector 9 page as well. It should still be up there. So you can find it on the Sector page. Check that out. If you guys could help out in any way, that'd be great. We've been basically like since I'm still on the Sector family because of Going. Going's under Sector, and so. We're all just still trying to, support and just help out. And I'm sure it's still on that page. Yeah.
All right. So viewers, if you want to help out, Trent's homie Sean Ross, man, like I said, like he said, he gave you the Instagram. Go on there and hit GoFundMe and spread the word, or if you could donate $1 or whatever, or just spread the word. I mean, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate all the help, guys. Even just the blessings and prayers and good vibes. But yeah, anything helps. Shit, even a 50 cents, dude. It all adds up.
Yeah, even a penny.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what was it like growing up in Oceanside?
It was, I would say it is and still was and still is one of the best skate cities around. I would say back in the day there wasn't many parks. There'd be maybe one park at a time, a wooden park, or that you had to pay. It wasn't a public park. So most of us skateboarders were just skating schools and breaking into schools and skating, and had the city and, ledges and banks and stuff just to tear up and terrorize. we just had to be rebels at that time when I was growing up. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. So, I was skating in the 90s, just breaking into schools and just doing what I had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
that was skateboarding, man.
Yep. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go finish what you're saying. Sorry.
I was just agreeing with you. Yeah.
I mean, and like, did you get harassed by like a lot of cops or just random people harassing you for skateboarding or stuff?
Mainly, I probably got the cops called on me maybe like twice, dude. Mainly it was just, janitors, kicking you out, teachers that were there working on the Sunday or Saturday, But yeah, I got one incident. Actually, it was a pretty cool one, dude. I was probably like 11 years old, and the janitor actually came out, tried to fight me, or yell at me and my friends to kick us out. And somehow, I don't know what happened, but he jumped on my friend's back, dude.
What?
Yeah, he jumped on my friend's back, started trying to, I think, like reverse choke him out, like we're little kids. So I just ran up to the guy, and then I jumped on his back. He's a big guy, and I start choking him out. And then we fall, dude. He just suplexed me, but like he just fell backwards on his back, so he crunched, fall on me. So I just remember like hitting the ground so hard and hitting my head, and my head started bleeding. And the cops came, and they were yelling at us, dude, like, fuck you kids, blah, 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 get out of here. And I'm like, dude, I'll sue that guy. He fought, underage kids. And I showed him my head. The cops didn't care. They just said, leave, dude. And we just skated off.
What?
Yeah, like, I'll never forget that janitor, man. Like, I hated him for like 10 years after.
Oh, man, dude. So Oceanside, I'm just trying to get the viewers a picture of Oceanside. I mean, it's more like a beach city, surf and skate kind of city, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, there's Camp Pendleton's right here too, but so there's a lot of military, but so other than that, yes, it's military, and then there's surfing, a lot of surfers and skaters, and then kind of a surf town. And I think what makes Oceanside different is because we do have a lot of military, and even some of the skateboarders have military like dads or grandpas. So we are surfers and skaters, but we're a little more, I guess, disciplined in a way where we're a little more tougher and rugged. We're disciplined, but we're like, fuck that. We're not going to be like that. We're not going to be militant in that way. We're going to be like gangster militant in a way. We're just more like Venice kind of like scene instead of like San Clemente. We're not like. Yeah. We're not like Beach Boys over here, you know what I mean? I don't know how to say it. Like, we're more rugged. Oceanside, we're the rugged surf town. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Because I remember back in the days. Going up to Oceanside, you had to like always like be careful because you got the military, and then you got the gang, and it's just like crazy up there, But now it's like cleaned up. It's still a little bit rugged, but not as bad as what it used to be,
Oh yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot nicer. They're changing it, dude. I don't like it. What they're doing downtown, they're building it up, and you can't see the beach anymore from a mile away like we used to. It looks like Huntington Beach, it's bigger. It looks bigger teen Huntington Beach now because you could go 2 miles down Coast Highway, and there's all these new shops and bars, breweries. It's like it became a scene, and it is good for our city, you know, for the money and the tourists. But I don't like the change. I guess it's hard. Change is hard for everybody. What can I say?
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, man. It's hard, you know, because you're so used to having like a spot, you know, skate spots, and you know, now they're building it up. Now they're getting more being assholes about skate spots and you know, putting skate blocks and shit like that, you know.
Oh yeah, they don't want to skate in any of that new stuff. Definitely, man. It was easier when it was just some crappy building. They didn't care much, yeah. And now it's like, yeah, we just painted that or blah blah blah. And they're just like, they made 3 skate parks for us in the city. We have 3 parks probably within 5 miles within each other. So it's like you know, probably actually 10, but anyways, we don't really need it if we could practice at a skate park and then we could just go out on the street and bang our chicks out and get the hell out of there. It's like we don't have to hang out so much on the streets, luckily.
Yeah, it's not like the 90s anymore, man.
Yeah, dude, thank God, right? Shit.
Dude, you go to one skate spot and be like 100 kids there, and you're like, shit, dude, I can't get a trick here, but just because there's 100 kids here, you know.
And you skated like an hour to get there.
Yeah, or drove.
So take 5 buses.
Exactly, man. I know, man. But no, so what got you into skateboarding?
You know, I would probably say my cousin, probably, just because I had an older cousin, and he always had his skateboard around. I would just, you know, being a little kid on my knees and just, you know, loving going fast on my knees. And then I guess one day I really don't know what got me to buy a skateboard and want to do tricks and, like, you know, really skate. But I could remember my first skateboard like it was like yesterday. I had I don't know if you remember rhythm skateboards. Yeah. Back in the day. Yeah. So it was my first, just the graphic popped out to me and I was just like, that's the board, Mom. I was probably like 11 years old. And that's when I started, you know, 11 years old, got that first skateboard complete and started trying to learn how to ollie and, you know, 180 and kickflip on flatland. And that was the start, man. 25 years ago. Yeah.
That's great, dude. And look at you now. I mean, do you ever expect to be where you're at now with skateboarding?
Oh, I guess I don't. You know, to be honest, I guess I'm really critical of myself. So I guess I should be more in the moment and just be satisfied. You know, but I guess it's hard to be. I guess I'm too OCD, man. Like, I'm always like, look at my hand, look at my foot, you know. But other than that, yes, I'm so grateful to where I'm at, because when I was a kid, that's all I asked. All I wanted to be was a skateboarder. So, you know, I'm very grateful and I can't complain, dude.
That's right, dude. And you say you're OCD, so you're very like cautious of like how your hand and your feet and shoes and stuff like that, or what?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, it's more like yeah, style is everything for me. So I don't care how many tricks I have. I care about my consistency and how fluid and the aesthetics of it. You know, like surfing, it's all about body movement to me. And if I move my arms wrong or my body in a weird position, I don't like it. And if I feel, it's more like if I feel it too. Doesn't matter if it's not seen in the picture or video. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's my OCD. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way too. So sometimes if I do the crane hands, you know what I'm talking about, when you got your hands craned down and I'm doing a trick and I look and I see my hands down, like, nah, I got to redo this thing. Or your shoelaces are falling out, or your pant leg is not in right or something. You're like, damn it, dude. All right, let me redo this, dude. I'm the same way too, man. I know what you mean by that, dude. It's crazy. And so like the skate scene is pretty big in Oceanside, right?
Oh yeah, it's gotten huge, dude. It seems like every month like another like a big pro, you know, big amateur inspiring pros coming down to like North County, like moving into Oceanside, Vista, or like Carlsbad, you know, the surrounding areas, to make it, you know. it seems like it's like North County, San Diego is like the new capital of skateboarding. Like everyone is coming down, you know, to skate around here to make it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, plus you got Encinitas, you know, you got Prince Park in Oceanside, and then you got the Carlsbad Park, and then you got Poots Park in Encinitas.
Yep. Right. Yeah. We have that Poots, Vista's pretty, has a for vert, or you know, pool skaters and stuff like that. That pool's pretty it's pretty good. It's more like a backyard pool, you know. I like the shallow end's pretty steep, and you know, it rides.
Yeah, definitely. Vista was there when I was Vista was around when I was living there. I mean, I'm on the road right now, just traveling around, but I'm heading back to San Diego in next couple months, head home and chill and stuff. But yeah, Vista's pretty fun, dude. I miss a lot of the skate parks out there, man, because I'm in Florida right now, and you know, there's some good parks, but it's not what it is. It's not Cali, you know.
I see. Yeah. So you from Chino? Are you going back to Chino?
I'm going back to San Diego, back to down south a little bit, like PB area and stuff like that.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so that's where I lived, and I'm originally from Pensacola. I grew up in Pensacola, Florida. That's where I grew up at, and then I just took off and went to San Diego, 95, I think it is, 95 or 94, and then just lived out there and just lived that Cali life, you know.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I know a couple of skateboarders from, you know, that came out from Florida. And I like Florida skaters because you could tell that they have the surf style too, which is kind of like the Cali style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I love the Florida boys.
Yeah, because out here we don't have perfect roads, man. We got like shitty roads.
Yeah.
we got to learn to skate on rough roads. So when we get out Cali and you know, when you're like, oh, this road sucks, nah, we got this, dude.
Yeah, you're all, what are you talking about? Yeah, because it makes sense because all that rain probably just destroys those roads.
Yeah, and plus they don't redo the roads, and some are just are hideous, dude. You're like, dude, how am I gonna skate this spot, man?
Yeah, I guess we're lucky. I guess that's why skateboarding started in California because we have the best weather and the roads for it.
Exactly. And now you have the best skate parks, dude. That's great.
Dude. It's wonderful. Yeah, I can't. It's actually kind of crazy, and I just hear every month almost it's like they're opening up a new one in I believe Fallbrook, which is not too far. Yeah. At least I've seen the plans and blueprints, you know. It's probably going to take like 3 years before it's done. But yeah, they already have the blueprints for that one. And I've seen, I think I heard about maybe a San Clemente Park. They're trying to get a new one in there. But you know how this stuff takes. It takes a long time and money and petitions and stuff like that.
No, definitely. I saw Kent Russell posting up the new Huntington Beach Park. That looks sick too.
Oh, what? I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, they're redoing it or something like that. I can't remember. I don't remember the post, but he posted it up, and I was like, dude, that park it's going to be sick when they redo that park, you know?
Yeah, it's just so rad that they're doing this finally because they should have been doing this a long time ago, you know, opening up parks for all of us.
Yeah, especially back in the 90s, man.
I mean, they're yelling at us and, you know, taking our boards, fining us, and instead they could have just opened up parks. It would have settled a lot of the problems.
Yeah, definitely. And was there skate shops that were like very supportive when you were growing up?
You know, there was. When I think about it, I think all we had was Surf Ride, and it was called what was it called back in the day? Crap, I don't remember. I don't know if it was even called Surf Ride when I was a little kid. Maybe it was like a Hobie, like surf and, you know, sport. Yeah. But I think that was like the only big place you could buy skateboards, and then eventually, you know, Action Beach became what is it called now, babe? Damn, I'm having a brain fart. But then Grandeur opened up in Oceanside, and then Asylum. Yeah, Action Beach was a surf company or bodyboard shop, and then they became Asylum Surf, and then opened up Asylum Skate Shop across the street in Oceanside. So yeah, there used to be nothing. There was no skates. There was no support at all in Oceanside. I don't even remember where we had to go to get our boards. It's kind of crazy to think about. I think it was only Surf Ride.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like we had to go to like a main thing with 50 boards on the wall, and it took 5 minutes to get help type crap.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. So I mean, like, how'd you get sponsored and stuff like that? I mean, did you have like send like sponsor me tapes and stuff, or
I remember making my tapes, never sent anything out. I got sponsored by just being found at skate parks, dude. Like, yeah, people would just walk up to me, like, here, try these shoes, or like, try this sport, and then before I know it, I'm just riding on for them or something. I was young. It all started probably getting sponsored when I was about 18. So I didn't know what I was doing, and I just took free stuff. I still don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, you're killing it. I see your stuff, man. I seen you quite a few times at Prince Park, just killing it, dude. And I mean, and do you remember how you felt when you first got? You're like, hey, we're gonna sponsor you. What were you like? Were you like a kid at Christmas opening a present or what?
Oh yeah, man. I was stoked that this guy really liked my backside lip sides. I started doing layback ones, my hand dragging, and he'd always come to the park and be like, every time I saw him, he'd be like, hey man, let me see that layback, and I just boom, I just do it, and he'd be sick. So after like the 5th time, he just handed me a pair of they were Macbeths, because it was during the time where this shoe company called Macbeth started coming out, and they were trying to make skate shoes. So he gave me a pair of skate shoes, and I was so stoked, dude. Yeah, I was like, boom, look it. And then I remember when I saw him again, he's like, hey, let me have those shoes back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was so weird, dude. He's all, can I have those shoes back? Here's some new ones, but we want to see how they're riding. The test, see where the damage is. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So I get a new pair. I skate in these things for like fucking I don't know, long time, dude. I have holes in them, right? My feet are bleeding. I finally see him again, and he's all, hey, dude, let me have those shoes back. He looks down. I'm like, I don't have them. He looks down at my feet. I have another shoes on, because I bought new shoes, right? Because my feet were starting to bleed. He got pissed, dude. He got pissed. Way. Yeah, he was like, I was like, but dude, he's all, you do those shoes over there? I'm all, yeah, man. Yeah, I never saw him again, dude. Just like, boom. He never called me, nothing. No, I was like, fuck it.
Do you remember what shoe brand it was or what?
It was like Macbeth, dude. I think they sponsored like Pat Duffy or something for a second, dude. They tried to make a skate team, and the shoes, they sucked, bro. The worst shoes in the world. Pat left like in 2 seconds, I think. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. But yeah, it was everybody that was like, fuck it. He was just flowing me shoes. But yeah, the company, I don't even know if they probably do, for all I know.
Yeah, I remember Macbeth, dude, and I was like, dude, what the hell are these shoes?
Yeah,
man?
Dude, they were weird, man, but they were kind of like Converse, because that's the only reason why I wore them, because he gave me like these slim ones, and I was like, fuck it, they're free, dude. Yeah.
That's funny, man.
One of my first flows, dude. I was stoked on it, and like I went to one of the events. He called me up, go here, I'll give you some shoes, and it was like a Blink 180 freaking 2 guy was playing. It was like Angels. What? Yeah, it was like Angels and Airwaves or some bullshit, dude. They're playing this emo music, and I was like, whatever. I stood there for 2 hours just to get a pair of shoes.
You're like, dude, just give me my shoes. I'm gonna get out of here, dude.
It was so lame.
That's funny, dude.
The things you have to do for free stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you say you rode for Sector 9. How did that all work out?
Oh man, so that was a cool experience. So I was already riding for Going, and I was on Gravity, which is funny because it's like Gravity and Sector 9 back then, they were like big rivals, the first like major longboard companies. But somehow I Going didn't care, because I was on Going a long time ago. I quit skateboarding for a while, and then I came back, and Going accepted me. And so as I was doing this shot for Going, I was on a Sector 9 board, and I was on, going trucks, and I'm doing this like 4-board shot for it's basically 4-sector and going. And the Sector 9 guy's like, hey man, are they gonna get mad because you're on a Sector 9 board? I looked at him and I'm all, how about I just ride for you guys? And with the handshake, dude, I was in. It was just like that. It was great. And then I just had to tell Gravity, I don't even think I told him, dude. I don't remember. Just left.
So what was it like riding for Sector 9? I mean, do you have some good experiences and stuff?
Yeah, Sector 9 was rad, dude. I couldn't complain because I was on a team with my best friend, Sean Ross. So I was stoked, dude. And then I got to do a lot of I don't do a lot of content. I don't do contests. I'm a free rider, but did a lot of demos. Because I experienced a lot of things. Just the demos alone and the road little trips were a blast. They're a true family. They take care of you good. That's for sure, dude. I have nothing bad to say but good things. I mean, I'm still in the Sector family because I'm ongoing, and I love those guys.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember? What's your best memory on a road trip with Sector 9?
Probably going to SkaterCon. Was it not last year because the COVID stopped everything, but 2 years ago. It just probably the whole thing, man. It was a blast, dude. And I don't know, just riding. I remember riding mini dirt bikes and falling on my face right to my lip and bleeding. Just fun crap. I woke up one time in the middle of the night. Didn't know where I was, but I guess blacked out. It was when I was drinking. But I blacked out, dude, and I was walking in the desert, and I finally woke up, and I realized I'm like walking between like 15-foot cacti, and I'm like, where the fuck am I, dude? And I just turned around and just tried to, retrieve my steps, and I made it back to camp, dude. I should be probably dead in the desert right now. No one would know where my body is.
You're hanging out with the cactus and stuff,
I woke myself up. I was like fighting. I was like yelling at nobody walking. I remember saying, fuck you, this is Oceanside. and then
you're in the middle of the desert and you're like, what the hell?
Yep. I realized I wasn't in Oceanside anymore, dude. And I ran back quick. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck, dude. Oh yeah.
So that's one of the funniest memories, I guess.
That's funny. And what's it like skating at Prince Park?
Oh, it's I would say the vibe there is different than anywhere else because most of us know each other, so it's like a big family. It can get hectic because it could get crowded. It's almost like if you don't know like the what should I say, the routes there that most people take, the common routes, then you could get in the way or get injured very fast because it's like people could be coming at you, many in all different ways. Yeah,
definitely. I remember going there a couple times, man, and it was just crazy because people just flying floor, across each other and stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm sitting out on this, man.
Yeah, sometimes you just you pick and choose, which it's cool because it's such a big park where it's like, okay, if there's a lot of people in the snake run or something, you just go, well, I'll just be in the big bowl, or I'll stay in the pool, or I'll go in the back area. So it's like you could kind of section off. You just got to pick and choose where to win and where to skate.
Yeah, and what's your to-go trick at Prince Park?
Oh, my favorite trick is I probably skateboard because I love to air. So I'd have to say front side air, and then laybacks, just backside laybacks or front side laybacks. I like to try to keep it old school.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And you said you now ride for Tragedy Skate Company. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, my Tragedy is it's been around for a while off and on. It was actually my first like local company that actually started me on sponsoring me skateboards or decks. And he got out of the business, and now he's just kind of back doing his thing. And it's a cool company. I mean, it's skater run, for skaters by skaters. And I have another friend of mine, Josh King. He's a professional also on Tragedy, and it's cool to ride with another a buddy of mine. And it's I always try to get on teams that are family and friend oriented, so and that I could people that I like. And I love all these guys, so it's a good company. He does most of his stuff himself, so that's what I love about it, is just hardworking labor.
Yeah, and where can viewers find out more about Tragedy?
Go to tragedy skateboards.com. You could check it out there, or you could go to on Instagram. It's Tragedy Skates, I believe. Or if you go onto my website, you'll see it there too. Okay. But I think its Instagram is at Tragedy Skates. But yeah, man. It's I know the guy for about 15 years, and he's rad, dude. So I was like this. I was on sector, and he asked me to ride, and he was gonna give me a pro model. So I said, well, later, sector. I took it while I could, because I'm getting old here, and what can I do?
Yeah.
I was like, screw it, man. Like I felt like I rode for sector for a while, and I was gonna go somewhere. They were gonna make me my model or not. And so there, yeah, I just took the leap. Sector, they were hurt, dude, because I love my homie EG. He's the manager, and I know I was hurt. I didn't want to leave sector.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I just thought it was a better move.
And do sector still have a skate team, or are they more focused on longboards?
Dude, I'm not saying anything. I can't. I'm not getting. I don't know. See, yeah.
That's all you have to say, man.
Yeah, there you go. All I know is my Sean has his model. I've seen it, so I know they're manufacturing his next model. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's out yet. But we've all seen it. It looks rad, dude. That's all I can say. But as of now, I think Sean's the only main rider. I don't know, that skates on a regular board.
Yeah, definitely. And so turning pro, man, how does that feel, dude?
Oh man, it was freaking amazing. I've been like pro for a couple other companies back in the day, but this is different because I never had a like a signature model. Like it's like every kid's like dream, to have like your name on a board or something, or your own shoe or something like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I feel so blessed. I probably cried. I don't even remember. Like it's the greatest feeling ever.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. And you say it feels different than other times. Well, explain a little about that. How does that feel different?
It's because I feel like it's more like a dream. I still don't believe it, I guess, because when I see when I see my board or someone else riding it, especially if someone else is riding it, that's the weirdest one. Is I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like that's my board, dude, and they're like loving it too. Like one of the locals, he's a buddy of mine, and he's riding my board, and he just came up to me, look, dude. I didn't understand what he's saying. He's like, I'm riding your board. I'm thinking that he's riding one of the old decks that I left or something. I'm not believing that. Like, you just bought my board. What are you talking about? And he's like, check it out. And he showed it to me, and I was like, holy crap. And I still, every time I see him with it, I saw him, I think, Friday. I'm still in shock, dude. I'm in a dream. I'm living a dream. What can I say? Yeah,
that's rad, dude. That's rad. Yeah, and so, have you had kids come up to you and recognize you? It's like, oh, can you sign my board or anything like that?
I've had that happen in the past. More in the past, like I guess it happens when you're just doing like demos. They always see when you're on doing some kind of demo, and it's like I've done like 91 X Fest, for example, and little kids will come up, or people will be like, dude. Come right up to me, and I'm thinking I'm the worst skateboarder there, but like they just come straight to me and sign. I'm like, Sean Ross is right there. He's had 2 fucking models, bro. You know, that's what I usually do. I'll sign the board and I'll send them over to the other one because I'm like, dude, I'm a nobody, man.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna sign the board, but hey, there's so and so over there. Go get his autograph.
Yeah, there's Clay right there, dude. You know, like go get Clay's autograph. Like, come on, dude. Like, oh, Chris Russell's right there. Go over there, dude. Like, what?
Nobody, man. Don't even worry about me, man.
Yeah.
You know? That's rad, dude. That's funny as fuck, man. And so, what's your day in the life like?
Well, I usually let me see, wake up real early, drink a lot of coffee. If I don't have
what's your to-go coffee?
Dude, it doesn't really matter anything. I just brew mostly like a medium, you know, brew roasted coffee, and I just brew my own.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just drink a lot of coffee, and then if I don't have to do anything, like set up, I tattoo. I try to do some graphic designs. I'm starting to try to get into that as well. So if I don't have to do any work, then I'll go skateboard. And then I will, skateboard for a couple hours, come home, walk the animals, do my thing, and then usually just draw and paint more, play music. I'm usually just doing artistic stuff, dude.
That's sick. And hold on, you're a tattoo artist too?
Yeah, I tattoo. I've been tattooing for like on and off for 12, 13 years. I don't even remember count. I lost count. But yeah, I've always just did it just for the heck of it. And then eventually my friends would be like, tattoo me. And I was doing it. And then I got over it. I didn't want to tattoo. And people kept asking me and bugging me. And I started tattooing again. And then here I am now, taking it seriously for the first time in my life. And it's all coming together. Yeah, I'm like, wait. I woke up from my drunken slumber, dude, and went, wait a second here. You have another trade you've been practicing for almost 15 years. Let's do this. Yeah. So yeah, here I am trying to be I'm a struggling tattoo artist and a struggling skateboarder. Here I am.
Hey, but you know what? You're living life, man. That's all that matters, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I'd rather be struggling than be struggling in the mind, working a fucked up job every day.
Yep. No, that's true. And talk a little about tattooing. So, do you tattoo at your house? Do you have a place that you go to people's houses, or do you have a spot? I
don't have a spot right now. Right now I'm just tattooing usually at my place. I have my own little set up, I got my chair and everything, I got my own little studio. But yeah, I don't know what else. I can do mobile, but I'd rather not, because it's harder to move stuff, and it's not as sanitary. I don't know what the people's houses look like, and I don't know. It's just not the best interest. Yeah.
And so to be a tattoo artist, I mean, is it like hard? I mean, do you have to because you got people coming in, it's like, oh, I want this and this and this, or hey, I want a tramp stamp of this or whatever, and you're just like, dude, what?
Well, I will never. My rule of thumb is, if I can't draw it, I won't tattoo it, because I can't tattoo it. So if I can't draw it, then and I mean, like, not just trace some damn line. If I cannot draw it freehand, I'm not going to tattoo it, because I don't want it. It won't look right at all. So I will be. I'm an honest man. I'll be like this. I'll send you. I know plenty of tattoo artists. I'll send you that way. Yeah. Oh, by the way, a shout out to my cousin-in-law, because if everybody got to check out Artillery Inc., because he's one of the best in the I would say world, man. He has like a year wait type of. He's like a Kat Von D type artist, He's the shit, dude. So I have all these artists that if you want a portrait, I'll be like, I can't even draw portraits. That's not my style. I'll send it somewhere else. Them somewhere else.
What is your style?
I like to do. I'm more cartoonish. I would say like new age, like kind of new school, like new age traditional type stuff.
Okay.
Just tweaking out the traditional tattoos a little bit. Just kind of, I like doing more bold.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, bold kind of lines and a little more colorful, because I would say that's why it's more new age, because a traditional, when it was, they only had like 4 basic colors or whatnot. So, but nowadays there's so many more colors where you can make this, you know, big old bright tattoo and make it pop.
Yeah. And so that's, I mean, I have a lot of respect for tattoo artists, because I mean, you're taking art from your mind onto a piece of paper, and then you're taking the art from the piece of paper in your mind onto somebody's body. And that's fucking talented, dude. Like, just to memorize, like, do you have to like sketch it? I mean, I have tattoos and I know how it works, but I mean, I know different artists do it different. So do you like visual it in your head what they want, draw it out, visual it, and then you just tattoo them freelance right on the arm or whatever?
No, I mean, yeah, I can. I usually, only time I usually draw on the arm is if it really depends. Maybe if it's the transfer paper is too big and there's a couple lines I need to push in, or if something gets wiped off, I might draw in some lines. But usually I'll just visualize it, sketch it out, finish the, you know, mold it, make it perfect, put the transfer on the skin, and then just go from there. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like once you start putting the ink in, you're just, it's kind of like you get so used to it. It's like you're working on paper. If I get, you know, you get lost in the art instead of knowing it's not an arm anymore or it's not a leg anymore. You're just trying to finish it and make it look perfect. Yeah,
that's rad, dude. I mean, that's a lot of mad respect for that. I mean, I can't do it, dude. If you, I'll, you know, give me like a gel tattoo.
Dude, the hardest thing is it's just knowing, it's trying to get your nerves down, dude, because it's like the first like 100 times your hand's shaking because you know you're gonna hurt somebody. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna make them bleed. It's you could mess up. So all this anxiety, man, it's hard. You got to learn to like calm everything and zone everything out. That's the hardest part.
Damn, dude. See, I couldn't do that, dude. I'd be like, dude, you, like I said, you'll get a gel tattoo. Hey, here you go. Here's your $100 gel tattoo you got, man.
Dude, doing women is the hardest, because you don't want to mess up, like, you know, a girl, like, you know, they're feminine, they're pretty, you know, so that's the hardest one. Like I'm always like, don't even breathe, dude. Hold your breath, straight line, you know, because like if I mess up a girl, I feel so bad. If I mess up like a skate rat, I'm like, they don't care, you know, like I said, oh, cool, man, it says skate and destroy, you know, you're just like, they're stoked. They just don't care. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know, skaters, like, the worse the better, dude. I want a prison tattoo.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have those. I don't have no prison tattoos. I know a bunch of homies that do, and I'm
right.
They got a fucked up Mickey Mouse on their leg, and they're like, I'm like, dude, you're crazy.
Those are called the drunken nights. Yeah, so many times I've done after the skate park, like, my friends are like, come on, dude, tattoo me. I'm like, bro, you know how many beers I have? I don't care. I'm like, okay. We just both just all, yeah.
They're doing their eyebrows. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do your eyebrows real quick.
There's so many tattoos that I see nowadays and go, oh, my God, I did that. Like, just forgot. Even if it's good, I literally would be like, oh, shit, I must have been fucked up. How did you let me tattoo you, dude? So bad.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck, dude. And do you tell us one of your like good or bad experience you had tattooing somebody.
Let me see.
I know you probably have thousands of them, but I mean, just one that mostly stands out.
I mean, the best ones are just anyone that's like after like 10 or 8 years and they're still like, this is one of my favorite tattoos, you know? And I'm like, what? I didn't even know what I was doing. But then I look at it and I'm like, it is good. And it's still there and it looks good. And so like, I guess anything like that, like when people say that this is one of my favorites, it makes me feel obviously really good. I don't know, then maybe one of the weirdest experiences is like having someone like basically almost faint. You know, it happens, but Seriously? It was like, yeah, dude, it was a small, it was one of my friends and, you know, whatever. he has all these tattoos all around him. I've tattooed him, the big ones, and it was this tattoo that was probably the size of a quarter this day, which didn't make any sense. But anyways, yeah, he probably was under the weather or something. But I was really behind him, like trying to hold him up so he wouldn't fall. So that was one of the weirdest ones, man. Because anything could happen. People could go into you could go seizure. You could fainting spells, nausea. It can happen, because your body, you just try, it's traumatic. You're traumatizing the body, and
dude, that's crazy.
Stress. Yeah, so that was one of the weirdest ones, man.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. And you say you're into music. So what inspired you to get into music? Like, was it like your parents, or listen to some music, like your favorite artist or whatever?
Yeah, my dad actually he started playing in a band, I guess before I was born. And so I guess as I was growing up as a kid, my dad had this record. I just remember this red record. I'll never forget it. So I've always just looked at that record and I don't know, just thought about, hey, maybe I was dreaming of making my own record. Who knows? But so anyways, my dad taught me how to play bass when I was like 9. And I started playing bass. I don't play bass much anymore, but I was in a couple professional bands when I was younger.
Really?
Man, I've played. It's crazy. My life has been. I've gone a lot of different routes, man. And I don't know how I even ended here, which has been a wild ride, dude. But I played a lot of the places. It's been cool. All down San Diego to LA. It was cool. Like Martini Ranch. I played. Whiskey A Go-Go, Hollywood. I've been there. I played Rock the Bells Festival, dude, back in back in 2005, dude, when they brought back when ODB died, and they brought Wu-Tang came back, and that was sick, dude. I was like, we got to play on the VIP stage, and we got backstage passes, and like, dude, I remember seeing like Lauryn Hill like 100 feet from us, like little things like that when we were all starstruck, like we couldn't even like fucking move, man. Crazy, dude. It was wild. But I've done so many things where I forget about, but at the same time I still remember every once in a while when I recall things, and it's been music has been the thing where I think it helped me get used to doing like these demos and stuff, because it was almost the same thing. I was like 18, 19 years old, getting into bars and pretending like I was 21, playing in bands, and it was wild, man. So I grew up fast, I guess.
That's crazy, dude. And so like your dad, so you got inspired by music because your dad was in a band and stuff like that. I mean, what kind of music was your dad playing?
My dad was playing more like back in that time. It was like, I don't even know what to call it. Like shit, 80s music, like Motown type style,
Sick.
Yeah, like rock. I would say like kind of like 80s rock, like I don't know, black rock music. It was like dad was in like a greasy black hair band, dude. It was like you could just seen these guys, but yeah, they all look like Prince. You know what I mean? Like what the hell, dude? Yeah, dude. So my dad really liked just playing like funky old stuff. So I used to grow up listening to like Parliament and like Funkadelic and stuff like that. So like I just love playing. I used to just like play slap bass and stuff like that. So my band that I was touring in the most, or going to San Diego and to like LA and back and stuff like the San Bernardino area, was a funk band. And that's why I was the bass player. So that's kind of where I don't know, that's kind of where I like to play. I like to play like funky music on my bass. That's my style. Yeah.
Dude, that's rad, dude. I mean, like just, being a skateboarder / artist / musician. I mean, that's very talented, man. Like, you're a one-man guy band, basically.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I try. I mean, I can't stop. So I'm just like, I'm gonna keep on doing this. And what's kind of funny is, I guess it all kind of falling into place because I didn't think about like long goal turn like life, plans. And I realized that, I can't skateboard forever. And it's good that I have these other outlets, because I could always tattoo, until my back hurts. I could always, I could play my fucking guitar, in a wheelchair if I needed to. As long as my arms are working, I'll be chilling.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you play now? I mean, do you just play like at home, or do you still like go to the bars and like jam out, or what?
I'll only play if like someone asks me to play. I usually just jam at home. I more consider myself a songwriter. I just kind of jam on my acoustic guitar. But yeah, last time I played was maybe like 3 months ago because a buddy wanted me to play for his birthday.
What?
So yeah, that was kind of cool. I just played like, I don't know. I just made a couple songs out of my ass, dude, to play it. Jammed, got my buddy to play bass, and we jammed, man. It was fun.
Will you be down to play something now?
Yeah, I gotta find my guitar. Just give me 1 second.
I know where it is. I'm interested to hear you play, man. So you guys are going to be going to hear a little live performance from Trent Carroll, man. I'm stoked to hear this. I hope you guys are too.
Ooh. All right. I don't know. I'm just gonna freestyle something.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, dude.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm playing anymore. I'm just done. I was just fucking.
Hey, that's like my me, dude.
I was just warming up on making sure my fucking guitar's did. But
hey, it sounds good to me, man. Hey, but I would love to have you perform on our because I have another show called TSM Live Show, and we do it's a TV talk show. Or TV skateboard or skateboard TV talk show when we have like upcoming skaters, musicians, and interviews with like industry people, pro skaters, whatever that are in part of the industry. But I would love to have you come on there and actually like play like a couple songs, dude. If you're down, dude.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'm down for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, you got some talent, dude. Like, just listen to some of the, you just tune it, just having fun, dude. It sounds pretty sick, dude.
Sweet, dude. Thank you.
And one of the questions I forgot to ask you is like, who are your sponsors now?
I ride for obviously Tragedy, Going, Adicius brand. It's a clothing company. Oh my God, Claire World. It's a anti-inflammatory original clay for like bruises and aches and stuff like that. It's organic, yeah, clay from like France, man. But then I'm sponsored by Socko Socks. Mike V rides for Socko, dude. So yeah, that's what's rad. And Recon Skate Shop, got a shout out to them out of Fallbrook, dude. And it's also a tattoo shop. He's a good tattoo artist. Anyone who needs tattoos, go hit up Sean, man. He's rad.
Do you ever do guest artists there? Are you ever do tattoos out of there sometimes?
No, I haven't. I was actually thinking about it eventually. I just started taking this. I just quit I was doing Grubhub for like part-time work, but now I just about a year ago I stopped doing that, and I'm just tattooing. So I just recently actually just started taking this all like seriously. And I just became sober like 50 days ago, dude. So
no way, really?
Yeah, dude. I've been kind of
Congratulations.
I've been kind of dealing with. I'm trying to get everything on track because I'm like shit. I got all this. I got all these opportunities, and I just don't want to like do it half-ass. Basically, being a productive alcoholic. There you go. Just being honest.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, man. So I'm just everything's. I think I said all my sponsors. If I didn't, sorry. Who I miss. Love you guys. I also want to shout out to all the Prince Park locals, dude. What's up, boys?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. You can't forget your boys at Prince Park, man. You know they're gonna hate on you, dude.
I know, man. Prince Park.
Definitely. Well, Trent, man, hey, it was cool to have you on the show, chit chat with you a little bit about your skateboarding life and everything you're doing, man, and what it sounds like, man. You're doing great, dude. Like, I'm super proud of you, dude. And like, you sound like you got a good head on your shoulder, and you know what you want to do in your life, man. And just keep it going, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And before we take off, where can people find you? Do you have a website? Do you have anything where they can find you, get your pro board or whatever?
Right now I'm still working on. I'm gonna work on a website for like my art and stuff. But to get my boards, I don't know if they're in stock. I think maybe one of the shapes are still. Check out tragedyskateboards.com. And then for any of my art, I'm gonna be posting on my Instagram, which is @CarrollTrent.
Okay.
And you can find all that and all my skate stuff, and I post my music on there as well. So yeah. Check it out.
Dude. Sick. All right, guys. Well, now you know where to check them out. Make sure you grab its board from Tragedy Skate Company, and support local skateboard brands and local pro skater and stuff, man. Because hey, it's tough in the world, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, support. It's all about supporting everybody. What comes around goes around.
Exactly. And one last question I totally forgot to ask you. What's your, Olympics is coming up. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's cool. I think I'm kind of more like around like, dude, what took you guys so long? Like I know there's people that are going like, I don't want skateboarding to be such like a real sport thing and so competitive, but it already has been, man. We can't lie that we've been competing for decades. And so whatever, dude, it is a sport. It is what it is. We're athletes, and at least we're getting recognized. And I have a lot of people that I know that are trying to qualify for the next Olympics, and I know friends that are in the Olympics for this one. And I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah,
I'm stoked for them. Yeah,
I'm just kind of curious to see what the outfit's gonna look like, dude.
I know, right? I've seen a couple of those jumpsuits already, dude. The homies posted, and I was like, whatever, kind of bougie, but hey, go America.
Are you talking about the one with the polo on it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man,
I saw that, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this shit, dude?
Yeah, but like whatever, if they make you wear it, I'll wear it too.
Hell yeah, dude. If you get some money out of it, hell, fuck it,
Right, I know, fuck it.
All right, Trent, man. Hey, it was great chatting with you this morning, man. And hey, like I said before, man, I'm so proud of you, dude. And just you keep your head up, and you're going to do amazing things in the future, man. I can see it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, man, I hope you have a good, week and stay up, brother.
Hell yeah, homie. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, man.
All right.